Hey everybody, Balkan road trip, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Serbia. Let's get into it. First, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, Zagreb, the capital of Croatia. It's fun, independent, and quirky. The people there know they're not Dubrovnik and don't care. They just do their own thing, and if you like it, great, and if you don't, that's fine too. Really cool city. Now, the bad. Kotor, Montenegro. In my opinion, overpriced and way too touristy. It's beautiful, that's true, but for me, no character, no soul, just cafes and trinket shops. So skip it or go very early in the morning before the streets are overrun with tourists. And finally, the ugly. And before I mention the name of the city, I want to be clear, I'm not saying you shouldn't visit. It's actually a very interesting and affordable place with a lot of history. I'm talking about Belgrade, Serbia. It has a lot of graffiti, some bombed out buildings left over from the war during the 90s, and the whole place just looks like it could use a good power washing. But like I said, worth a visit. Just know, Belgrade does not look like Prague. Okay, now back to the road trip. We flew from Los Angeles into Ljubljana, Slovenia, with a connection in Amsterdam. And then I had pre-booked a taxi to pick us up at the airport and go directly to Lake Bled. The reason I pre-arranged the airport transfer? Taxi scams. Google it. This part of the world is generally very safe for tourists, except for pickpockets and taxi scams, especially at airports, so be careful. Now, Lake Bled. Unbelievably beautiful, really stunning. Touristy, yes, unfortunately. Also a little pricey, but in my opinion, totally worth it. Stayed at the Bled Rose Hotel, great breakfast, convenient location near the bus stop. While you're here, try the cream cake. People say you have to try it at the Park Hotel where it was invented, but I had it at a bakery called Zima and it was delicious. After Lake Bled, we needed to head back to Ljubljana to meet the tour group and get ready for the road trip. Stayed in the former prison, now called Hostel Salicia, because why not? It was a one-of-a-kind experience. The hostel is modern with a little bar and a cute outdoor patio area. There's also a display downstairs with photos and stories from the dark days when the building was used as a prison. Met up with the group, checked out Ljubljana, some of the highlights. The old town, super charming, especially the bridges. The Dragon Bridge, the Triple Bridge. There's a lot of good food in Ljubljana as well. And if you're vegetarian, take advantage of the food options here, because as we drove further south, the veggie options became more and more limited. Next up, Zagreb, capital of Croatia. Like I said earlier, independent, artsy, really great nightlife. Not the most beautiful, although the old town is cute and fun to walk around. But my impression is it's just a nice, livable city. Not too touristy, cool bars, restaurants, and shops. Good public transportation. In my opinion, definitely worth a visit. Check out a place called Swanky. It's been around for years. It's mainly a bar, but also has good Asian food. Really friendly, casual vibe. Check it out. And vegetarians, Zagreb's pretty much the last call for you guys. After this, your choices are pretty much going to be limited to shapska salad or margarita pizza. Rolling out of Zagreb, we head up Željava, an abandoned military complex known by its code name as Object 505. This place was a top secret Yugoslavian airbase built into the side of a mountain. It's fascinating, a massive complex that had 5 runways and facilities for 1,000 workers and 60 aircraft inside. But thanks to the internet, this place has become really well known and actually gets really crowded. It's especially popular with motorcycle tour groups, so try to arrive early in the day if possible. Some people even ride their motorcycles inside the tunnels, which granted, looks really fun. But if you're walking around, it can be super loud and distracting. We wrapped up the visit to Željava and got back on the road. Crossed the border into Bosnia and spent the next 2 nights in Sarajevo. Real quick, if you guys are finding this information interesting, useful, or at least entertaining, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Okay, back to the Balkans. Before you travel to Sarajevo, please do yourself a favor and read up on 3 things. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which set off a series of unfortunate events and led up to the start of World War I. Also read up on the 1984 Winter Olympics held in Sarajevo and get familiar with the Siege of Sarajevo, a tragic, prolonged military operation against the city that lasted from 1992 to 1996. Because these three events are going to come up over and over again during your time in Sarajevo. A couple recommendations I have: check out the abandoned Olympic bobsled track. It's cool to look at and a nice little hike through the forest. Also, visit the Tunnel of Hope. This was built under the airport runway and served as a lifeline to the outside world during the siege. And third, go to this one-of-a-kind, quirky, Tito-themed laundromat called Tito's Iron Fist Laundry. Even if you don't need your clothes washed, it's still worth a visit to check out the memorabilia, have a chat with the owner, and maybe buy a t-shirt or some souvenirs. We said goodbye to Sarajevo and continued our road trip with a scenic drive to Mostar, which rivaled Lake Bled for the title of most beautiful place on the trip. I truly feel like it's impossible to take a bad photo in Mostar. It's touristy, no getting around that, but a lot of the tourists are on a day trip. So try to avoid visiting the old town during the middle of the day. If you can plan to visit in the morning or after 6 or 7 in the evening, I think you'll have a much better experience. Leaving Mostar, our group rumbled on out of Bosnia and crossed the border into Montenegro because we were on a time frame to get to Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro, to catch the overnight sleeper train down to Belgrade, Serbia. Along the way, we made some stops in Kotor and Budva. Like I said earlier, in my opinion, although beautiful, they're overpriced and boring. So now let's talk about Podgorica, known as Titograd when it was part of Yugoslavia. Not nearly as pretty as Kotor and Budva, but also boring. Although I have to say, at least Podgorica had some character and personality. It is the country's capital after all, with a population of about 180,000. And this is the place where our road trip turned into a train trip. We boarded the overnight sleeper train to Belgrade and got settled in for the night. The train was quite an experience. Not modern, I think the sleeper cars are probably from the 1970s, and not exactly comfortable. It was jerky and loud, especially going through the tunnels. Plus, there's no food on the train, so bring snacks. But a unique, throwback experience and worth doing, in my opinion. I've heard the route is really scenic because it starts out in the mountains, but because we boarded the train after dark, there's really no way to tell. We rolled into Belgrade Central Station early the next morning, doing our best to recover from the bumpy train ride. And one tip I have about the train station, I used an ATM there called Alta, A-L-T-A, and it didn't charge any extra transaction fees. I mean, things can change, but in May of 2026, it was the only one I found that didn't charge any extra fees. So after Podgorica, Belgrade really seems like a bustling, proper, cosmopolitan city. There's a good nightlife scene, bars, restaurants, live music. Things are quite spread out, but the good news is public transportation, buses and trams is free. So it's not expensive to get around. A couple places to visit. The fortress is interesting and has good views. The charming cobblestone Skadarlia Street for traditional kafana restaurants and live music. And the Tesla Museum. To be clear, Tesla the scientist, not the car. And 2 good restaurants I recommend. Verona, which is a cool, low-key neighborhood kafana with reasonable prices. It's near the old train station. But something to keep in mind, people do smoke inside, which is actually pretty common in this part of the world. The second restaurant I recommend is called Plato. It's in a good location not far from Republic Square, near Studentsky Park. And when you go inside, it's like a relaxing green oasis. You just feel your stress levels drop as you go through the door. Lots of plants and soft lighting. Our waiter was helpful and friendly, really nice place. And one other Belgrade recommendation for coffee lovers. I had an excellent pour over at a place near the Tesla Museum called Lokal, L-O-K-A-L. It's small but mighty and has this vibe of a 90s era coffee house. Funky, mismatched furniture, and a cool chill-out seating area upstairs. All right, everyone, that's going to be a wrap on this Balkan road trip. 10 days, 5 countries, a little bit exhausting, but overall a fantastic adventure. If you have any questions or opinions, ideas for future videos, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Thanks a lot for watching. If you made it this far, you're a rock star. Really appreciate you. Cheers. See you next time. Okay, I gotta check the mic again. I'm just not sure sometimes. I think the mic is cool and it's not, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold it over here and see if you can't hear me, then that means the mic is working. Okay, so put it back on. Try to get where I had it and see how that is. Okay, attempt number 3. Totally overthinking this, but how's that? All right, here we go.